Johnson Sr. on the front row. Brent Martin on the outside of the front row. Herb Johnson Jr. from the inside of row 2. Then it's Harold Scott, Mike Bufink, Ralph Baxter the third, Greg Van Alst, Don Skaggs, Bud Adams. Corey Nuttall, Ron Stein, Mike Mays, Corey Setzer, Pete Wormcastle, Scott Coe, John Gatton Jr., Jeremy Wallen, Russ Miller, Alan Fox, and Steve Chrisman, the 20 cars that will battle it out over the 60 laps. Part of the Gold Cup Modified Feature event here at Barefield Speedway. 1 to go signal is shown to the field this time by. We'll be racing. And when they come by next time, I'm just going to back out of commentary and let you guys at home hear the thunder. Johnson and Martin up front. Down the back straightaway they come. Get ready to hear the thunder of the open wheel warriors. On the initial start, a little bit ragged up front. A couple of guys getting a little bit loose, but still nonetheless clean and green. Down the back straightaway, the field goes. Best battle is between Harold Scott and Herb Johnson Jr. That's the battle for the third spot. At the completion of lap number 1, Herb Johnson Sr., your race leader. Brent Martin sitting in second, but he's going to try to run down Herb Johnson Sr. for the race lead. Herb Johnson Jr. and Harold Scott battle back for third and fourth. Mike Bufink sits in fifth. Adams, Nuttall, Baxter. Best battle on the racetrack here for 6. Now Nuttall takes it to the bottom, to the inside lane of Baxter he goes. Corey Nuttall on the inside, gets around Ralph Baxter the third. Bud Adams now to the inside of Baxter. That's the battle for 7th. Adams had a strong run here a couple of weeks ago with the USA Modified Series, trying to clinch a big one tonight here in the Gold Cup. The fast guys of Russ Miller, Scott Coe, and Jeremy Wallen stuck back in traffic. They're still waiting for the field to kind of string out single file so they can try to make up some ground. Coe gets around Ralph Baxter, put him up another spot. Oh, we got to spin down at the third and fourth corner. 80 car, Baxter gets tapped and he'll spin it around and he'll collect the 70 car and Jeremy Wallen. Caution flag's going to come out. As close as these guys were running, you knew it was going to happen soon. An issue back around about the 13th position. Baxter gets the car slowly down the back straightaway. 13 laps complete. Caution laps not being counted in this feature. Brent Martin, Herb Johnson Jr. going to round the third and fourth corner. Back to green flag racing. They'll come to Billy Cunningham's green flag. To the top shelf goes Bud Adams for the number 5 position to the outside of Corey Nuttall. Nuttall here won the mini stocks race here, part of Gold Cup 2010. Trying his hand here in the modified. Bud Adams working that top shelf pretty good. He gets around Nuttall, and he's going to make a pitch for Skaggs. Oh, they touch in the front stretch. The 47 car of Bud Adams and the 09 car of Don Skaggs. One car got hooked, and a hard accident here on the front stretch. Bud Adams sitting at the end of the front stretch. Red flag's going to come out on this one. It was just a case where 2 cars got squeezed together, and there was not enough room for both of them as Bud Adams goes to the outside wall. Once again, we'll reset the field. Brent Martin, Herb Johnson Jr., Corey Nuttall sits third, Mike Mays fourth, Corey Setzer sits fifth, 6th is Mike Bufink, 7th now is Pete Wormcastle, 8th is Johnny Gatton, 9th is Scott Coe, and 10th will be Russ Miller. As the field comes around the third and fourth corners, back to green flag racing. We go in the Gold Cup Modified 60. Back to green flag racing. This is something that Johnny Gatton, Scott Coe, and all the fast cars out back wanted to see. Immediately to the top shelf of Bufink. Goes to the 85 machine. That's Mike Bufink. Wormcastle in the 9 clears around him, and Johnny Gatton's going to get the spot as well. Also trying to make that top shelf himself work the 28 car of Scott Coe. He's side by side with Jonathan Gatton. That's a battle for about 8th position. Russ Miller, your quick qualifier, stuck behind them as well. Going to be curious to see how the vehicles play handling this one. Coe in the outside lane, battling still with Gatton. They sit 7th and 8th. Gatton pulls ahead with the advantage. Now Russ Miller in 19 takes a look to the bottom of Scott Coe. Gatton to the inside of Wormcastle, Setzer to the inside of Mays. Side by side from about 4th on back. Mays trying to take a look to Corey Nuttall for 3rd. Setzer now sits 5th. Gatton making a bid for Wormcastle for 6th. Wormcastle drops the outside tires off the banking. That lets Gatton pull ahead. Russ Miller side by side with him as well. Russ Miller in the 19, your quick qualifier. Trying to pull ahead of Pete Wormcastle. Wormcastle getting freight trained in this one. Now Herb Johnson Jr. gets a little bit squirrely. He's going to lose a spot to Mike Mays and Corey Setzer. Herb Johnson Jr. is off the pace, and a couple of cars get turned around. Pete Wormcastle kind of dirt tracks it off the front stretch. He got contacted by the 28 car of Scott Coe. Thought for a second that was going to be a big one. Nonetheless, caution flag's going to come out and back again. And this was number 3 and 4. Green flag going to go up in the air. We're racing again. Russ Miller in the car, number 19, dives to the inside of Jonathan Gatton. That is for a top 5 position. Corey Setzer takes it to the top shelf to the outside of Mike Mays. 1 to go till halfway. Martin and Gatton continue to battle, and we got problems down in the first corner. Jeremy Wallen, Herb Johnson Jr., it looks like one other race car has got some problems down there. Checkered flag going to be shown to the field, signifying the halfway point, 30 in, 30 to go. And it's the 80 car of Ralph Baxter down there involved in the accident. As Corey Nuttall in the 9N is going to be your halfway leader. Corey Setzer sits in second. Slowly down the back straightaway. Nuttall, the race leader, is going to bring them back to green. Going to settle it out here at Barefield Speedway in the modified portion of the Gold Cup 2011. Russ Miller in the 19 takes it to the top shelf of Mike Mays in 72, trying to make a bid for a top 5 spot. Russ Miller turned a pretty good lap back in qualifying, good enough for quick time here tonight. It's looking like he's going to clear the 72 of Mays for 5th. Miller around the 89 of Gatton, down the backstretch through the 3rd and 4th corner. He's going to get around the 2 of Martin, but Russ Miller up into 3rd. Fantastic drive tonight for the Miller Bufang car number 19 of Russ Miller. Mike Miller, his teammate, not in action here tonight. Jumps the banking a little bit off the backstretch, but nonetheless keeps the spot. Gatton sits 4th. Mays 5th. Brent Martin back to 6th. Pete Wormcastle in car number 9, sitting in the number 7 position, trying to close in on Brent Martin. Wormcastle looked pretty good prior to the fuel stoppage. Be curious to see how he does here in the final circuits. 89 of Johnny Gatton. All over the back nerve bar of Russ Miller. Gatton jumps the banking a little bit off the backstretch, gives Miller a little bit more breathing room. Takes to the top shelf, has to drop back a little bit. Going to make a bid to the bottom in the 3rd and 4th corner. Setzer pushes up a little bit high. Miller takes a look at the bottom again. Yellow flag going to come out again. Nuttall paces the field to the 3rd and 4th corner, coming back to green. And the green flag goes back in the air. 14 laps to go. Great restart for Corey Setzer. Corey Setzer takes it to the bottom of Corey Nuttall. But Nuttall with a stronger race car down the backstretch. He's going to slam the door on Setzer. Russ Miller is going to close in on all of them. Diving move to the inside of Corey Setzer goes Russ Miller. They touch just a little bit. Setzer gets it loose. Miller drops back a little bit. Johnny Gatton's going to close in on him as well. Corey Nuttall about a 5-car length advantage already on second place. Corey Setzer. Russ Miller, the 19, trying to fend off Gatton. Setzer in the 24, trying to fend off Miller. Good racing here for second, third, and fourth. Pete Wormcastle in the 9, trying to get around Mike Mays in 72. That's the battle for fifth. Corey Setzer, the 24. Russ Miller, the 19. 10 to go this time by. 2 hands in the air from Jeff Harney Sr. Pete Wormcastle in the 9 has gotten around the 72 of Mike Mays. Single file through the entire field now. Best battle on the racetrack still for second. Setzer in the 24, still trying to fend off Russ Miller and Jonathan Gatton. Russ Miller taking it way high, and he's going to go off the racetrack. Tough break for Russ Miller. Problems for the Miller Bufink car number 19 of Russ Miller. He's going to take it to the pit area. Was coming on strong here in the final stages. Russ Miller had a hard accident here just a couple of weeks ago, which pretty much bent the entire car. The entire frame of the race car. It's still raceable, though, and it's kind of amazing to see how strong it was here tonight. Definitely a testament to how well that Miller Bufink team works. Corey Setzer still in second. With Miller out of the race, that puts Gatton up to third. Gatton now hounding all over the rear bumper of Corey Setzer. Castle in fourth, trying to close in on Gatton. Gatton to the inside of Setzer in fourth. Side by side down the front straightaway they go. Johnny Gatton going to move into the runner-up spot. Setzer back to third. Wormcastle sitting in fourth. He'll try to close in on Setzer as well. Corey Nuttall walking away with this one by about 8 car lengths. About a half a straightaway advantage. 5 laps to go. Probably not going to be enough time for Gatton to run Nuttall down. Best battle on the racetracks for third and fourth. Corey Setzer, the 24. Pete Wormcastle, the 9. Wormcastle has had a strong car all season, just hasn't broken into the win column. Hounding the back bumper still of Setzer. Setzer's got a little bit faster race car down the straightaway. Setzer, the 24, still trying to fend off Pete Wormcastle. Wormcastle takes it high, now takes it low. This time by for Corey Nuttall. 2 to go, signal in the air. A great mini-stock competitor here at the Barefield Speedway in the Merriweather car number 9. Taking that N9R Racing, number 9 in machine to the white flag, final circuit. He had engine problems last year with this machine. It's nice to see that he's going to put it in the win column. Final quarter mile, rounding corners number 3 and 4. Your winner in the modifieds portion tonight here at Barefield Speedway. Corey Nuttall going to take the victory. Coming to the line for second will be the 89 again. Third going to be Corey Setzer. Fourth, Pete Wormcastle. Fifth, Mike Mays. Coming to the line for sixth, Brent Martin, Mike Bufink. And the final car on the racetrack going to come across the line will be the 85T of Alan Fox. Corey Nuttall, congratulations as he takes the victory tonight in the 60 lap, $1,250 to win modifieds feature event. Part of the 14th annual International Gold Cup here at Barefield Speedway.